this first of 2 Shakespeare masterclasses, Year 10 students from North London are starting on the play Othello for the first time. The activities I teach here are ways into any Shakespeare play. I leave the plot and the whole text until the second of these 2 masterclasses. It's only then that they will see a copy of the play. My aim in these introductory sessions is memorable learning. Keep it active, keep it fun, engage their curiosity. To do this, they learn key quotes, try writing a line of blank verse, and consider how a handkerchief might be used as a dramatic device. By the end of the activities, students should be intrigued by Shakespeare's use of language and story. Hopefully, in the second masterclass, they'll arrive eager for more. Okay. All right, everybody. You've all got a line from the play Othello by William Shakespeare. And we're just going to begin studying the whole play by looking at just that line. And that line is yours. You're going to make it yours. And the way you're going to do that is by learning it by heart. OK, so everybody, up on your feet, please. Have a look at your line and just come and walk all over the space. Walk around, because the way to learn a line is to say it under your breath while you're walking. So off you go. Let's hear a little bit of mumbling. Can I hear you saying it out loud? That's it. All right, now stop there, all of you. And when I count you down to 3, I want you to look up at the ceiling and shout your line out loud. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, shout it. Good, now start walking again, and this time a little bit faster. OK, I'm going to count you down, and then I just want Ryan to shout his line out as if it's hilarious. Stop.
Excellent expedition, catch my soul.
Excellent, keep going, a bit more jogging and rounding, OK? And Charlotte's next. She's going to say her line as if it's a secret. Stop.
I have. It's engendered. Had a night.
Fantastic. And keep going, running around. And the next person is going to be Mimi. Could you say it, please, as if it's a terrible secret?
Her father loved me, oft invited me.
Very good. OK, all of you, can you cut yourselves in half? Half of you over there, half of you over there. All right. You see what's down at your feet? Liam, what's that? What are you standing on?
Turkey.
Turkey. What are you standing on?
North Atlantic.
The North Atlantic. And who can jump into Italy? Thank you. Right, we've got Italy. Can anyone jump into, Jessica, Mauritania? Mauritania. So we've got North Africa, and we've got Europe here and Turkey here. What's this bit? The Mediterranean. Right, that is where our play is set. Find somebody, take them by the hand, look in their eyes, and this time you're going to shake hands, and it's going to be really good news. You're so pleased to hear that your heart is burst and you've lost half your soul.
I have. It's engendered Helen Knight.
OK, Mimi and Sharmina, really good news.
Your heart is burst. You have lost half your soul. Her father loved me, oft invited me.
Lovely. Right, let's try Naz and Lauren. Really good news.
Oh, beware, my lord of jealousy.
But that I love, the gentle Desdemona.
Terrific. This time, we'll do it as if it's the most terrible news you've ever heard. Again, shaking hands, and I'm going to ask Khalid and Menhaj to start. Are you ready? So you look each other in the eye, you shake hands. It's terrible news. Go.
She turned to folly, and she was a whore.
The more was a free and open nature.
Lovely. What about you two? You're going to exchange bad news. OK, go.
Of one that loved not wisely but too well.
She has deceived her father, and me thee.
Lovely. Terrific. Can we have Sinead and Jean-Luc again? Can I just change you now, this time? Could you say it as if it's really a bit of a joke, OK? It's hilarious, actually, but you know you shouldn't really be laughing.
She loved me for the dangers I had passed.
I know not that, but such a handkerchief.
Terrific. Excellent. Ryan and Lauren, would you like to step across Algeria and France and tell each other this really rather hilarious secret? Go.
Oh, beware, my lord of jealousy.
Excellent expedition, catch my soul.
Fantastic. All right, well done. Lovely. OK, just walk around now. You've got 1 more minute to learn your line. Make sure it's in your heart. Would you like to take a seat again, please, where you were before? Take your line with you, although it's in your head and in your heart, you don't really need to. Just put it under a cushion or something. Where am I standing? OK. And anyone heard of Mauritania before? No. Mauritania is where originally the Moors came from. And the Moors, for about 800 years, conquered the whole of North Africa and Spain and quite a bit of Europe. And Othello was a Moor, OK? But more about him later. Did you get the joke? Now, what we're going to do is you've learnt the line by heart, so it's in your head and it's in your heart. And Shakespeare wrote all of his plays in verse. OK, so verse is kind of poetry. But the verse that he wrote it in was called blank verse. Now, blank verse has its own rules. And the first thing to remember about blank verse is there is no rhyme. OK? So although his plays are in lines and those lines are poetry, there is no rhyme. The second rule to remember about blank verse is that it has a rhythm, a special key rhythm. And the rhythm is 10 beats to the line. OK? So if you just have a look at your lines and count whether there are 10 beats. Liam, read it out to us.
Killing myself to die upon a kiss. I think that's 10.
I think that's 10. Do you? Killing myself to die upon a kiss. Exactly 10. Who else has got 10? VJ. Could you just say it out to us and we'll count with you?
She has deceived her father and may thee.
That's tricky, isn't it? But it is 10. She has deceived her father and may thee. So, clever old Shakespeare, he's got 10 beats in almost all his lines. However, who has got a line without 10 beats?
But that I loved the gentle Desdemona.
But that I loved the gentle Desdemona. Now, why, if he's so clever and knows that the rule is 10 beats to a line, why do you think Shakespeare might occasionally break the rule? Mimi, why do you think Shakespeare might occasionally break the rule?
It breaks up the pattern, so you have to breathe differently or a thought process is longer.
It's exactly that, Mimi. It means that you hardly notice it, but at a sort of almost subconscious level, you do. And your line was about love, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Could you read it again?
But that I love the gentle Desdemona.
And the whole thing about Othello is that his love for Desdemona, and even the word Desdemona, has lots of syllables. How many? Desdemona. 4. Most of our names have 2 syllables, or 1. 4 is very unusual. He can't... It's like even saying the name of this woman he loves trips him up. It makes him, as you say, it alters his thought processes, makes him breathe differently, changes his heartbeat. So, why would poets and dramatists write in iambic pentameter? Some have the idea that that rhythm of the 10 beats per line is the rhythm of the human heart. Can you hear it? And if you listen inside your own body, you can feel it. OK. However, the rhythm of the human heart doesn't stay the same. It's not regular, is it? It's like your lines, which sometimes trip. And it's like the lines which are sometimes short. Occasionally, have you ever felt your heart skip a beat? So here's one of your lines. Your heart is burst, you have lost half your soul. And it's got 10 syllables in it. Your heart is burst, you have lost half your soul. But it's not exactly dee-dum, 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 dee-dum. It has 5 stresses, 5 dums, but they come like this. Your heart is burst. You have lost half your soul. And just like the human heart, the rhythm sometimes skips a beat, sometimes it speeds, sometimes it slows, and sometimes it stops altogether. Now you've got all those lines inside you, you've learned them by heart, and you know the rules of blank verse. You know there's no rhyme, you know that it has a rhythm, iambic pentameter, 10 beats. So it should be fairly straightforward. We're going to try and write a line of iambic pentameter, okay? Which we hope we could just drop into this play by Shakespeare and nobody would know that it wasn't his. Shall we see if we can do that? Okay, and to do this, I've pulled out some ideas from the play which are just written down in ordinary English, okay? So the ideas I'm going to give you are these, and you're going to get an envelope and they'll be in there. The first idea is, I wouldn't trust her if I were you. You've got to turn that into a piece of Shakespeare. She was too loyal. I'll tell him lies. Othello's a wonderful man. I'm crazy about you. You've driven me to this. Bring me my hanky or else. OK, so those are the ideas, and I'd like you now to get into threes, just move around, find a space, clipboard, pen. Here's your idea. OK, one of you come and get the envelope, please. Thank you. Can you catch? Good. Who'd like an envelope? Anybody? Here it comes. Whoops. Anybody? Come and get an envelope. You're going to try and drop it into Othello. You've driven me to this. Let's have some first ideas. You trust. You see what I mean? You can change.
For trusting her would leave thy heart of business.
So you might need to start sort of rearranging the order of the words. You might even want to leave the word trust out.
His glow was that of a burning candle.
Oh, that's good.
Or you could start it with like thou or something.
OK, you could say thou. Thou hast. Or it doesn't even have to be you. You could have I. I am. Don't worry too much about the vowels. Trusting her could leave you. The kind of feel of that line, what is it? Is it
Aggressive.
It's a bit aggressive, yes. Tell me what ideas you've come up with. Right, I'm going to stop you now, and we're going to see what you've come up with. Shall we see what it is that you've got? So who had the idea, I wouldn't trust her if I were you? All of you go up with him. Don't leave him on his own. So this is, I wouldn't trust her if I were you. Read it out to us.
Thou heart would break if you believe in her.
Thou heart would break if you believe in her. Is that 10?
Thou heart would break if you believe in her. Yeah.
OK, you've chosen the 10. And that's got the meaning exactly. Shall we look at what Shakespeare chose? Shakespeare wrote, he wrote, she has deceived her father and may thee. Exactly the same rhythm as yours. She has deceived her father and may thee. A little bit more plot in there, so we're beginning to get a picture, aren't we? Somebody had, I'll tell him lies. OK, would you like to read yours out to us? I'll tell him lies.
Truth his mind shan't take, therefore I deceive.
Talk us through that.
The person's mind won't take the truth, so that's why they lie.
Ah, that is pretty complicated. Truth his mind shan't take, therefore I deceive. And you have to get the emphasis in the right place. I was saying it the wrong way when I first saw it. I was saying, truth his mind shan't take, therefore I deceive. But actually it's truth his mind shan't take, therefore I deceive. You know what? Punctuation is really important in Shakespeare. It's where the meaning is. And another funny thing is the meaning is not really in the great big words, it's in the little ones. And I'm going to show you that on... This is what Shakespeare wrote for I'm going to tell him lies. I'll pour pestilence into his ear. Anyone got any reactions to that? I'll pour pestilence into his ear. What are you imagining? What are you imagining? Describe to me the image in your head. Jean-Luc.
I kind of imagine somebody pouring like black grotty liquid into someone's head. It's like a metaphor. So.
That's exactly right. And in Shakespeare's times, in fact, this is often crops up in his plays. He describes how you can kill somebody by pouring poison into their ear. Who had Othello's a wonderful man? So Othello's a wonderful man, and you came up with...
His glow was that of a burning candle.
So you've got there the image. So if you think of someone who's great or, you know, you feel very positive about, perhaps there's something in them which shines, and you've got that image, you've got glow and burning candle. Let's look at Shakespeare's version. The Moor is of a free and open nature. It's just a statement of fact. OK, thanks very much. Who had I'm crazy about you? I'm crazy about you. What did you come up with?
My heart doth skip to enter your aura.
Talk to us about your ideas behind that composition.
Well, because the heart's like a fundamental part of like love, or it's like seen as. So we thought if we use that, and then when you say skip a heartbeat, it's like about how you feel about someone, and then someone's aura, it's like
Presence.
yeah,
Presence.
So yeah,
That's lovely. Very original. Let's see what Shakespeare did. Excellent wretch, perdition catch my soul. Now, what are your reactions to that? Some of you, I can see you frowning slightly.
Well, it's sort of saying that, well, you can see here that the person who's saying this doesn't really want to be in love, but they feel that they have been caught already. It's too late.
Brilliantly put. Anyone guess what the word perdition means? Or maybe you know.
Oh, is it like purgatory?
Very good. Purgatory. It's everlasting torment and damnation. So, can you see what he's doing there? You talked about being caught, not really wanting to be there. Perdition, catch my soul. That catch, do you see that verb, like the pour? We had the verb before, pour. The catch, what's that a sense of? Is it a sense of?
Falling.
Falling. OK? So in the simplest lines, we can see that Shakespeare is putting a huge amount of information for the story. Thank you, that group. Next group, you've driven me to this. You've driven me to this. Who was that? A kind of desperate exclamation. OK, one of you, read it out. Who's it going to be?
Thou hast forced me to sink to this level.
Thou hast forced me to sink to this level. Well, you know, the thing about Shakespeare is he's a genius and he makes geniuses of us, because you've already started to catch those images of falling and resistance and confusion and not wanting to. Thou hast forced me to sink to this level. Let's see what Shakespeare put. Who'd like to read it? Naz?
It is the cause. It is the cause, my soul.
Again, very simple words. There's not a single word in there with more than one syllable. Who had... Bring me my hanky or else. Right. Talk to us. Read it out.
Dost thou value your life? The handkerchief.
How are you going to say it? Say it to us in the way you'd say it. Once more.
Dost thou value your life? The handkerchief.
Right. You're in a bit of a mood. It's a bit of an intimidating threat. Let's see Shakespeare did. Fetch me my handkerchief. My mind misgives. Fetch me my handkerchief. My mind misgives. Anyone notice anything at all?
He seems to be rather confused about something, and he wants the handkerchief almost to sort it out.
Very good. What word in there tells you he's a bit confused?
The mind misgiving.
My mind misgives. I've never come across that word. But you know it. You understand it. My mind misgives. OK? And you understood, just because of what was going on in the rest of that line, that, as you said, he's confused. He feels that he's losing control. OK, would you like to get up, please? Leave your pens and things. Go and meet somebody you've never met before, and you're going to be their partner. And then find a space. I'd like some of you in Ukraine, some of you in Turkey, Saudi Arabia. Now, thing about Shakespeare was, as I think you're beginning to see, is we've talked about the lines and the poetry, the rules. You've learnt it by heart. You've got some ideas and some clues about this. But of course, the main thing about the drama is that it's a story. The play is a story. And in the story of Othello, there is a monster. Now, just imagine to yourselves for a moment a monster that you have seen, or that you know about, or that you've heard about, OK? Just close your eyes. I want you to understand what this monster sounds like, looks like, feels like, smells like. OK, open your eyes. Could you please turn to the person next to you and tell them all about your monster? What's the thing about this monster? So if you're a pair,
Not see it. I was thinking something to see it.
I can't remember his name, but it's like really small.
Takes the best quality.
OK, and stop. Does anybody have a monster that was green? Yeah. Jessica, what did you say?
The boogeyman.
Yeah, I think he is green. Yep, the boogeyman's green. Jessica?
I had Medusa. I'm not sure she's green.
Medusa. I think she might have quite green skin.
Yeah.
There's quite a... What's...
Jealousy.
The green-eyed monster, Jealousy. Very good. Jealousy is green. Yes, the green-eyed monster, Jealousy. And actually, the monster is in this basket. All right? So could the bravest one of your pair, please, come? Because you're going to have to put your hand in this basket and you're going to take out something without looking and take it back to your partner. All right? Up you get. Right, close your eyes, Ron Luke. Be brave. You feeling brave? Yeah. Oh, careful. Take it out. Just take out one and go back to your partner. Do you think it doesn't look too bad? You wait. Right, go back to your partner. Can you examine this handkerchief, please? Otherwise known as a hanky or a napkin. And find out everything you can about it. Yep, it's clean. Well, you don't know. OK, have a good look around at it. Now, you've got 1 minute to work out something in a story. This handkerchief destroys the great general Othello, who came and fought all the battles around here, and he came up to Italy, was made the head of the Venetian army. He went to Cyprus and married the beautiful young Desdemona. It destroyed him. Can you please examine the hanky and work out a story behind it? This hanky has a story. What could it possibly be?
Yeah, maybe it had something on
He
it.
finds
Like,
it in his mate's bedroom.
maybe it had like
Thinks his wife's
perfume
been
on
cheating.
it.
Yeah, or maybe he had an affair.
Yeah.
That's the story.
He blew so hard that his brain flew out.
So, would you like to tell us the story behind your hanky? How did it destroy a great general?
We thought maybe that he wrote something on it that he didn't want anyone else to find out. And then he blew his nose in it and ruined it.
OK, so he was a budding poet or something, or there was a secret. That's quite a complicated plot device, but maybe you could work it in. What about how is the hanky a plot device for the monster?
Ours is simple. He tripped over it.
And he broke his spine and was paralysed.
Yeah.
Oh, he tripped over it, broke his spine and paralysed.
So he can't do anything.
OK, I think that's possible. What about you?
He was having an affair and someone gave it to him and...
Now, I'm very interested in all this affair business. What is it about the hanky that's making your mind go in that direction?
Hanky-panky.
Hanky-panky. Well, it might well be working. Word association definitely works at many levels. Liam?
I was thinking maybe his wife was like... He was really old, he had a lot of money, and his wife wanted to kill him, so she just sort of poisoned the thing, and he blows on it and he just dies. Something like that.
Oh, sorry, so there's poison on the hanky?
Yeah.
He blows his
on
nose?
it, and he inhales the poison and dies.
Ah, yeah, because we've got a little bit about a bit of a pestilential hanky then.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very clever. Naz?
I've got the whole idea of this being his wife's hanky, maybe, and he might find it in his friend's bedroom or something. And he thinks his wife's been cheating on him.
Find your wife's hanky in a friend's bedroom. Well, your mind would turn immediately to deception. Yes.
Because she said she wasn't there, but she was.
She said she wasn't there. OK, so it's like a little telltale thing, OK? This thing. And have we had all the hankies? Ah, would you like to show us yours? Could you hold it up? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. I think we can see yours is different. Would you like to talk to us about it?
Well, ours has strawberries on it, and we think that, well, we've got two sort of ideas on it. One, that somebody he likes gave it to him because she knows that he doesn't like strawberries.
The other idea?
The other idea was used to be somebody he loved, but he had to travel away, so he took it with him. And whenever he thinks about the person, he sort of gets a bit upset and smells it because it smells of the person.
Ah, so your hanky is scented, is it?
Yeah.
Can you just tell us a little bit about what the scent makes you think?
Smells like feminine.
Smells like sweet and feminine.
Sweet and feminine?
Yeah.
Right. Can you just pass the hanky over? Well, the fact is that this is the monster in the basket. It is this hanky. This is the green-eyed monster of jealousy. And between you, you've all got the story pretty much there. And we're going to find out a little bit more about it later. But Shakespeare used this scented lady's hanky, which is decorated with strawberries. Strawberries? Tell me a little bit about strawberries. What are they like? Why a strawberry? Why not something else?
The colour's red, like symbolising romance.
Why is red a symbol of romance? Why not purple?
Well, a strawberry's like a heart shape.
Ah, do you see that? This is what Shakespeare does. He uses this simple device to turn the whole of the story and to turn Othello's world from a heaven and into a hell. He calls it a trifle light as air. In the next programme, the students learn the true significance of the props in the play, and through a game of literary detectives, they piece together the plot outline of Othello.